What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Strive. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down, what's moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Strive is up 5.67%, recovering from yesterday's rather crazy sell-off that caused it to go down to roughly around 89 cents. Today we're seeing 107 the high, 94 cents the low, and about 135 million shares being traded. Based on the flow, we are seeing a lot more institutional transactions, so I will go over that later in the video. But today we did have some pretty good data, and of course that's what's causing some volatility because the market doesn't want positive. So we had mortgage applications, mortgage market index, PPI, retail sales, as well as existing home sales, all coming in fairly positive. At the same time, the market was kind of holding its breath for the Supreme Court ruling, and no different than on Friday, they didn't give any update. So at the end of the day, the market has to wait. I do believe no adjournment date has been set just yet. Last Friday, they immediately put it for January the 14th, but I don't believe any date has been set just yet. But getting right to it, we do have Strive putting out this news yesterday. So Strive will acquire Semler Scientific's 5,000 plus Bitcoin. Also, they did announce 123 additional Bitcoin for its corporate treasury, making it the 11th largest corporate holder of Bitcoin. So pretty good stuff for that. It shows that within the next 12 months, they're going to be kind of dealing with Semler's 100 million convertible note and 20 million Coinbase loan. So there's some stuff happening behind the scenes. So I think the market yesterday sold off because of this. Maybe they are forecasting some future dilution, as well as right down here hidden was a announcement that there's going to be a 1-for-20 reverse stock split. No actual date just yet, but that's what ultimately the market did freak out over. And I get it. A lot of people always say that reverse stock splits shouldn't change anything, and they are correct. It actually fundamentally shouldn't change anything because it doesn't change anything operationally. Just ultimately adjusts the share price and the actual outstanding shares. That is it. But one thing that reverse stock splits do though is they change the sentiment, and usually is for the negative. A lot of bears out there were saying that right now, I guess Strive is going to be kicked off the Nasdaq and all this other random BS. And most likely that kind of fed into a lot of the fear and why it went down as much as it did yesterday. But based on the Nasdaq's website, they are not deficient with anything at all. Normally, a very common one is the $1 bid price rule. So if a stock is trading below $1 for 30 consecutive days, then they are pretty much deficient and listed right here. So bid price is a very common one that you can kind of see. Most of the time results in reverse stock split. So I feel like this is where people, without knowing any better, they just saw reverse stock split and assumed that they're getting kind of on the chopping block with the Nasdaq, but they have not actually traded 30 consecutive days below $1. So just on a FYI. So when it comes down to Strive, luckily enough, Bitcoin is starting to really move higher, so it is really breaking above some key resistance points, and so this is kind of the saving grace for Strive today. In regards to shorts, they're trying to slow it at the best that they can. So shorts are increasing 1.67 million shares. 29.58% of the free flow is being shorted, works to be 172.97 million shares overall are being shorted. DTC being at 1.46 days really does signal that shorts are fairly overextended. At the peak, it looks like shorts were kind of increasing about 6 million shares. So they are fairly active today. As far as options, 3.4 million in calls, 1.09 in puts. 44% of all the options being done are bullish in nature. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be above 1, and it looks like even in the foreseeable future for it to be above $1.50. If Bitcoin does successfully get above 100,000, I feel it could definitely hit that 150, most definitely. Aside from that, the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 1. So there is a little bit more upside than down. These are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market. So not too much, but there is all of them, or I guess all three, are buys. So definitely good to see institutions buying it. Then these are all the transactions occurring on the Darkpool. So as I mentioned, a lot of the volume is coming from the dark pool, and dark pool is often enough used by shorts as well as hedge funds. We see a lot of hold numbers right here, so 125,000, 200,000, 150, 150, and so forth. That is hedge funds. So hedge funds are buying, and most likely has nothing really to do with the company itself, rather just Bitcoin really moving higher. But at the same time, there might be some institutions out there just feeling like this whole fear associated to the reverse stock split is just overdone. So big money is definitely buying today. Right now with it at 102, it is trading right above this pivot point. So 101 is going to be a key point to really watch for today for it to continue to hold. And then flip side, 93 cents is going to be the following support. And it kind of bounced off of that general range for the low today. And then 109 kind of bounced as well, similarly off that high. So it is kind of trading within kind of a set range. So for those of you that love options, this might be something to kind of pay attention to. And for those, again, that like options, a company doing a reverse stock split is going to open up Pandora's box and really allow a lot more options trades. So that as well could really push things a little bit higher. So something as well just to keep in mind. Aside from that, quickly popping over here, there's not really that much in articles really coming out associated to this company itself. It did bounce off of this 50-day moving average, so that's going to be something to really watch for tomorrow for it to really close above. So that's sitting at 103. And right now it's actually fighting, was able to fight back and stay above that 10-day moving average, signaling that it has some pretty good momentum behind it. And as I've indicated in the past, Strive is a very big momentum play. So yeah, I think things are really heating up. We had that little bit of a dip yesterday, which was a optimum time to buy for any long-term investor, but things are starting to really heat up, and it has been really struggling with that 50-day moving average. And it's really unfortunate the timing of yesterday's news, because yesterday, or sorry, on the Monday, January the 12th, this is where it had, and it did close above that 50-day moving average. So it is ready to really break out. Unfortunately, it had that crazy kind of sell-off, but I obviously can't really forecast that. So in my opinion, I don't think that 1 for 20 reverse stock split is that big of a deal. I think just Bitcoin really hyping up right now and starting to really break out is a bigger catalyst than anything for this stock. So definitely might be a time to buy. Let me know your thoughts on that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.